The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Welcome back to Doomcoming. Little podcast where we're talking about Yellowjackets.
Did you forgot for a second? What is it again? What is this podcast about?
No, I thought maybe you were gonna jump
Jenny,
in.
what I do every time you start with your intro is immediately run to the computer to look the show up on IMDb because I have forgotten now 7 times in a row that I have to look it up. So in case anyone's wondering what I'm doing.
Let me help you out by saying while you do that, we're talking about season 1, episode 7, No Compass. Kristin,
Compass.
Do you say compass?
Yeah, I was just going to say compass, huh? I say compass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, technically you're right. You would be right based on, I don't know, like no compass would be, I think, phonetically.
2 out of 2 women I've ever been married to agree that it's compass.
But you're such a rule follower that like the O is compass. I think more it would be CUMPASS if it was compass. Right? But now that I know that Jess is on my side, I hold to my beliefs.
Well, be that as it may, this episode was written by Ashley Lyle, Bart Nickerson, and Catherine Kearns. Directed once again by Eva Sorhaug. And it went live on December 26th, 2021. A very special little Christmas gift for everyone.
Merry Christmas, Wolf Attack. This is the one where, as starvation looms, Thaisa leads a last-ditch effort and/or suicide mission. The Yellowjackets are forced to commit small talk.
Okay, so is the focus of this episode breakout groups?
I love that because I have nothing in the notes. I was like, question mark. But yeah,
we've got the present
groups.
day ladies in the van. We've got the 1996 ladies on a trek. We've got Misty and Jessica in the basement, just gal palling around.
Don't forget about Caligula. Caligula's there somewhere. Yes, I love that. This is the group project episode. This is the breakout into small groups. And good luck. I hated a group project. Hated.
Really?
Yeah,
you prefer to work alone?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it follows me to this day. I just get stressed out because I'm by default, I'm a people pleaser and also a perfectionist. And that's a really horrible combination for group projects. I want to keep you happy, but also I don't like your idea. Conundrum. You know what I mean? What does a person do? Jenny, I wanted to start off by correcting an a glaring error.
Did we make a little mistake?
A little oopsie we made last week. But okay, so what we're talking about is that last episode we talked for like an hour and a half about how we didn't understand the math because if this was Jackie's 40th birthday that Shauna was going to at Jackie's parents' house, then how is that possible if they were seniors? And we went on and on. We even, like, what you don't know is that we even paused the recording and off mic talked for like another 20 minutes. There's like a whole 20 minutes of us still researching this, and yet both of us still came back into the recording like, well, I don't know. There must be an answer, but we can't find it.
We got our wires crossed because there were 2 Jackie birthday parent brunch things being discussed. The 40th,
yeah,
which is when they gave her Jackie's Yellowjackets uniform. What a weird
Such a
thing.
morbid, creepy thing. Yeah.
And then this current birthday, which would be her 42nd
Third,
birthday or
I
something.
think. Yeah, I think.
43rd.
Yeah, and our listeners, I mean, that's why it's good that, if you have a podcast, try to have at least a couple of listeners because they're really helpful. Really,
Yeah.
really help us
And I can
the
definitely
facts.
say my transition from only a podcast listener to a podcast maker and also listener was that before I made a podcast, I would always be like, talking to my phone, how could you not know that this thing just happened? I'm not even doing this professionally. I'm just watching for fun, and I know, And now I'm like, I can't remember my name.
Yeah.
Let
it's
alone
always,
what birthday of Jackie's it is.
It's always trickier on the inside.
Yeah.
The other thing that I wanted to talk about, Jenny, is just an image from last episode that I did not notice until I watched it in the previously ons for this episode. We talked about there was a big baptism for Lottie, performed by Laura Lee. And Lottie is looking up at Laura Lee, and in the previous ons, I must have hit pause right on the image of Laura Lee through the water, like Lottie cam through the water looking up at Laura Lee.
Yep.
And it's not like this big reveal or anything. It is such a specific image where it looks like Laura Lee has like the halo of the sun around her head. And having been raised Catholic, I immediately was like, oh, this is clearly like religious iconography. And like specifically for me made me think of like all of the like Virgin Mary iconography and stuff like that. So I just wanted to say that, the halo has been a symbol for a bajillion years. That's exact history for you. And it's been used to indicate not only holy figures, but also like rulers and heroes, in art and things like that. So I just thought it was really cool. And we didn't talk about it last week because we talked for 2 hours and, I can't catch everything.
Did you say million, billion, or bajillion?
I think I said bajillion, but impossible to know.
Biblically accurate bajillion. All right. I suppose that concludes our corrections and amendments from last episode. Thanks to our listeners who were so swift and also gentle to point out where we had erred. Much appreciated.
In a win for us, there were no flashbacks prior to 1996 in this episode, so we claim victory.
Nice. Kristin, I wish I could high-five you through Zoom right now.
The title of this episode is also very specific, clearly indicating the fucking compass of it all, literally and figuratively. I love when a title is nice and easy for Kristin. I get it. I get it.
I'm looking at our shared show notes and kind of wishing that they'd taken your lead and named the episode Lottie and the Magic Bone.
That was a little Buffy crossover for us. I was so excited that yet another magic bone exists. Not just Jonathan's. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Should we start there with Lottie and her magic bone?
Let's do it.
I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. Lottie has a magic bone.
Yeah, well, this is a bone that she pulls from the burnt corpse of the maggot deer from last ep. And they've burned the body, but somehow there's one bone unburnt. Let's call it the wishbone, even though it's not.
It's literally what I thought when you said that. I was like, it's like the wishbone.
Yeah. This bone looks great. But I can't trust a bone that came from a burnt body, but yet itself did not burn.
Yeah. But like, do bones? I mean, I know that like this is it's like unscathed, like it's just white. But like, do bones? I guess they do, because if you're cremated, then your bones burn. But it's got to take a long time but
also
burn
cremation facilities, I think, can
make the bones into dust.
I think the temperatures that they can achieve are much greater than like, a campfire in the wilderness or whatever. Also, as a kid who grew up in the woods and was like really stoked when I would like find like a dead deer in the woods or a dead raccoon or whatever, I'd be like, wow, this is so cool. I can't wait to have a perfectly like bleach white skull to commemorate my finding this dead animal in the woods. In order to get the bone as like white and visceralist, I mean, maybe this is also a mystical component
Right.
for your consideration, but in general, you've got to, you know, apply some very specific fluids and pressure and scrubbing to get a bone looking this good. Hunter listeners, correct me if I'm wrong, but that has been my experience.
I love that you, as a child, like that your reference is being a child with the carcasses of animals in the woods.
Kristin, the only thing I wanted in my life when I was a kid was to come upon an owl pellet in the woods, and it never happened for me. I wanted to fucking tear into one of those and find a little mouse skull so bad.
Oh my God. Still, you've never found one?
I never have.
They have owls.
Now you can friggin' like order them on the internet, and I'm like, that's cheating.
Yeah,
but also
but
I'm kind of like, should I?
Do they have owls in Maine?
Yeah, we got owls.
Well, keep up the hunt. Keep up the good search, Jenny. I'm sure Frank would love to help you.
Oh my, Frank can't tell. There's a groundhog that like lives in the backyard, and this thing will be like out in the middle of the yard, just like doing its nails or something at a leisurely, you know, just sprawled. And Frank will come outside and look everywhere except where the groundhog is. He can be we know where the groundhog's little hole is because sometimes, you know, he'll be sticking his head out from under this fence, and Frank will look just to the left or just to the right. He's like, I smell it. I know something is up, but where could it be? And he's like 6 feet away from it. You know, he's a special guy.
Oh.
And meanwhile, I'm Googling, are there owls in Maine? Surely there must be.
Yes,
Look at all these beautiful owls that live in Maine. Owls, if we have any owls in Maine who are listeners...
Owlers or owls?
No, just straight up owls.
Great.
Please come yak up an owl pellet at my house. Thank you.
Oh, when Jenny and I lived together in Brooklyn and shared a cat named Trey, every Christmas we would get a Christmas tree, and Jenny's favorite thing in the world was when Trey would, and he would only do it one time every season. He would just take a shit under the Christmas tree.
I just love that he thought he was outdoors.
I know. It was
in
nice
the wilderness.
for him. A city cat, you know?
Exactly.
All right. So back to the magic bone of it all.
Please.
Lottie has shared with... I really love Lottie and Van's relationship, what we have seen of it thus far, because... You know, people make a lot of cracks about Lottie. Clearly, the most extreme is like the tie of it all, just absolutely refusing to believe any of it and being like, Lottie, you're out of your fucking mind. But I just love the way that Van relates to Lottie and like really listens. I mean, clearly after this trip, well, we'll talk about the sadness of that in a minute. But like, you know, clearly there's been more proof for Van to now believe Lottie. But even before that existed, I feel like Van was on board. And so Lottie, you know, trusts in Van, that Van will like wear this bone for protection. And she tells her that she's had a dream that had like a river of blood and red smoke. Was that what the other thing was? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how Van got a lot of magical necklaces changing the wearers. We've seen the necklace on Jackie in the pilot that moved to Shauna and then back to Jackie. Now we have the bone necklace that's on Van, but we see it on Ty.
I like that the heart necklace has only just like transferred from body to body, and we're like, the powers. Imbued by the power of the island.
Yeah. Thaisa, I think, says again in this episode, it's not an island. I'm like, she knows I love it. Say it again, Thaisa. Well, let's stay in 96 and go into Thaisa sort of first arguing her point and then later gallivanting into the great unknown.
Thaisa wants to go, and this makes sense because they've been where they are for somewhere between 2 and 12 weeks. And no one has come looking for them, and it's still relatively warm out. I've been reading about Miracle Flight 571, which is a flight that crashed in the Andes.
Okay.
That was carrying a men's rugby team, I believe. And it's a big inspiration for this show. And they went down in, a time of year where it was just it was all snow, very, very deep drifts, and the plane was white. So the search was actually called off after 8 days or something.
Wow.
Versus this situation where they've crashed and it's like warm out, and you would think that there would be search parties doing flyovers and stuff. I mean, maybe the navigation with the plane or the tracking with the plane or whatever was so off. Maybe what happened with Miracle Flight 571 was that the pilots checked in with I don't know, air traffic control or
as they were going down.
But they were mistaken about their last check-in point, and then the crash occurred sometime after their last check-in point. So the search parties were looking in the wrong area. Then eventually the search parties actually, like, several planes flew over within the first 8 days, but couldn't see the plane because it was white and just blending in with the snow. Anyway, all that to say, nobody's finding them.
Would you go? Would you go?
Would I go? No.
You wouldn't
Going
go?
seems bad. But I understand why it had to happen. And maybe it depends,
I would definitely be at least a Jackie. Like, Jackie's really on board for this, and I think that is very smart. It's very hard for me to understand. I mean, Akila makes the point that, like, if you're leaving, you're taking food and supplies with you, and, like, that's not your decision alone to make. And that's, like, a fair point. But, like, they've been in the fucking woods for a long ass time. I mean, if somebody like Thaisa was like, I am doing this, I would be like, take all the snack wells, all of them. Go find us help. Like, that is a
snack
brave.
Wells are long gone.
I
Kristin.
know. I was just trying to be funny. But, like, I just think that this is a logical conclusion to come to at this point if you have somebody who's brave enough to fucking do it. Okay, now follow-up question. If you were Van and you were dating Thaisa and Thaisa was going, would you go with Ty or would you not?
Yeah, that's really the factor, right? It's interesting that Van wouldn't go sleep in the attic, but will go out into the
well, I don't think that Van, as like terrified of Van was as like the supernatural of it all, I don't think that it was as realistic of a possibility that Thaisa would die by going up into the attic. That or never see it. Like, anything could happen to either one of them. Once you separate like this, like, something could happen to Van back at the camp. Something could happen to Thaisa on her journey. So it does, like, the stakes definitely seem higher to me.
Do you think it's weird that Coach doesn't really seem to be more of a part of this decision-making process?
Honestly, not really, because he's so fucking over it. He's smoking he's smoking a blunt with fucking Skeleton Buddy in the woods is what he's doing. He's like, man, these motherfuckers, I don't fucking care what they do.
Something important in this scene is that Van is wearing the co-ed naked soccer shirt. You know where else we've seen this co-ed naked soccer shirt?
Underneath, like, the carcass of an animal, above the sacrificial pit. Is that where it was?
Yes, above the sacrificial pit. Maybe with some little legs sticking out with some little pink Converse, I think, on their footsies.
Van's not gonna fucking wear pink Converse, so
I don't know. I mean, the showrunners have said, like, the girls share clothes or whatever, and then also I'm sure, like, people will die and their belongings will become appropriated by others who
And
are still
already
alive or
have.
whatever.
And already
Right.
have,
But just wanna flag
Mhm.
that the shirt has been cited.
The Chowda Heads
Jackie-
shirt.
What's that?
The Chowda Heads shirt. That's how you got your Fenway hat that I sent you from Chowda Heads.
Exactly. Oh, I keep meaning to come onto one of our tapings wearing my Fenway Chowda Heads.
You only have
hat.
3 left.
Jackie's still going strong with her little ensembles, with her little sweater vest business. I love
She's
it.
wearing I think it's like a pale green sweater vest, and it's definitely with khaki shorts. And I didn't
Yes.
like my first
Good.
couple watches, there's a lot to watch. So I think I was like peripherally aware of this, but like I am so hyper aware of it now that it kills me every time. Just
Yeah.
imagining her getting up in the morning and like laying out her outfit and everyone wanting to kill her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Thaisa wins the argument, and she's really okay. So I'm not gonna say all the actors' names, right? But we haven't really talked about the young actors at all. This is Jasmine Savoy Brown, who is fucking incredible playing Thaisa. She's also in Scream 5. She's fucking great, and she's incredible. Thaisa, the character, but also Jasmine. In this episode, and I think especially in this scene where she is so resolute. Like, this is baby politician Thaisa. This is arguing with Simone in the future Thaisa, for better or for worse. And I mean, I think we're all on board here that this was for better until we get to the end of the episode, and then we're like, oh God, it was for actually worse. But she is so resolute, and they're like, do you know what could happen out there? And she is like, I fucking do. I know that by leaving here, I could easily die, and I am willing to take that risk on behalf of myself and on behalf of everybody else here. I am fucking doing it. It is great. Also, the makeup is great. I mean, it's made to look, of course, like she's not wearing makeup, but like it's fucking nice. It's very, very good. And I think that Thaisa's I know, and I'm doing it with or without you, is how she gets, at the very least, how she gets Mari and Misty and Akila on board.
And Kristin, you can't go out into the wilderness with all that long hair flapping in the breeze.
Yeah.
You gotta hack it off with some dull cabin scissors. Stat.
Van, that's pretty hot, actually. Does Van go with Thaisa because also she cut her hair and that is hot? Possibly a factor.
Could be.
I had a lot of emotions in this like hair cutting scene, not with the hair cutting, but with Van and Ty. Because Van, of course, played by Liv Hewson. I'm not sure if that's how you say their last name, but also phenomenal. And Van tells this whole story about going to New York. All she wanted was a soft pretzel and a ride through Central Park. But instead, she had to go see cats. Somehow I feel like this will tie back to Misty at some future point. And she wants to go to New York someday, and she wants to buy Thaisa a soft pretzel. And she's going to go. And it's lovely. And it's, I don't know, great representation of queer people on television. And also they're sweet and also adorable.
Also, guess what I learned about Liv Hewson?
What did you learn?
Well, Liv Hewson is not from the United States of America. Liz Hewson, I imagine, has an accent. Guess what kind?
An Australian accent?
That's right.
Give me them and Melanie Linsky in conversation with full Aussie accents. Give it to me.
And also Sarah Snook.
Who's Sarah Snook? Which one's Sarah Snook? Is that Jessica Roberts?
No, that is Shiv on Succession.
Oh, the name sounded so familiar to me, but I was like, is that in this show? That person in this show? Yes, and Kate Blanchett. Is she Australian?
Well, Melanie Linsky is actually from New Zealand, I think.
Oh, okay. Close enough.
Well, actually
No.
careful. Oh yeah, Kate Blanchett is Australian. I thought she was. I don't know what I thought she was. Look at that.
A unicorn?
Yeah.
A magical unicorn?
I thought she was from Rivendell, actually.
What's
originally?
What's Rivendell? Is this a joke that I'm
where
not
the
getting?
elves live in Lord of the Rings.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so they're going. This team is Taissa, Van, Mari, Akila, and at the last minute, Misty.
Oh my God. She's staring out the window at Coach Ben, a hot man. I don't want to mention Coach Ben ever again without reminding everyone that he's a hot man.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I must do it for my sweet Ben. And he goes out to tell him that she's leaving, and she's like, don't try to stop me. And Ben's like, okay, I'll try not to try to stop you. Oh, and he's like, that's very brave. I'll try to get by without you.
Yeah, she's like, I'll come back for you. It's so funny. And the girls are all like in the background, just like absolute shoulder shaking, like trying to keep it together, trying to let this moment happen. It is fucking great. I also think, though, there's probably like some importance here because young Misty is absolutely obsessed with Ben in a way that is terrifying, but also like the level of obsession is high, terrifying or not. To make the decision that her team needs her and go on this trip, I do think is a very massive thing that she is choosing to do because she is leaving Ben and she does not know if she will ever come back. I mean, she thinks she will, but it just feels like, I don't know. We have in the present day, and we'll get to the present day Misty. We've got Misty doing some shit there, but it just feels like something that I want to hold, that like in parallel, we're getting Misty doing this like really fucked up shit in her space in the present day. And also we're seeing that Misty is making some pretty big choices on behalf of her team. Whether they're the right things to do for her team or not, I'm not sure if that's like relevant to this particular thread. But like, I do think that she's team-minded, and that's important.
Yeah, it's interesting though, like, she's the closest thing they have to a doctor, and she's definitely putting herself at great risk.
Yeah, but with also the people who are going to be at the greatest risk. It's like chances are, we hope that folks at the camp have their routine. They can like, they kept the gun. Hopefully they'll be okay. Whereas these guys going into the woods have probably a pretty high risk of, I mean, as we see, of really, really extreme injury. I think she's of more use to them on this adventure. And I also think that's why there's like no hesitation, because everybody wants to fucking kill Misty. They're like, please stop talking Misty. So like, to know that you're going to be now in a smaller group with Misty, like, I think the reason that there's no hesitation of bringing her is because they do know that, like, even though they're probably going to want to throw her fucking off the mountain, that she's useful and she's helpful in dire situations. One tiny moment in the goodbye that I just want to point out is when Taissa and Shauna hug each other goodbye. I want to cry forever, just because I felt such an emotional resonance with the moment that they shared in the last episode, and now seeing them like say goodbye, it's just nice and real and
best friends.
Okay, so following this thread, if you want to, Jenny, are we just on the journey with these girls?
Let's go.
They go into the woods. Taissa is like, oh my fucking God, why do you have a fucking bone around your neck, you fucking ding dong? Like, she's so over it. Lottie is clearly the villain if this is a horror movie, Taissa says to Van. Van correctly is like, actually, you'd be the first to die. And Taissa says, because I'm black. And then Van is like, no, because you're the skeptical one. And the skeptical one always dies first. There's this incredible, we like in the Buffyverse and when we talk about shows from the 90s, we like are seeing how things are produced and made in the 90s. The moment that is shared between Thaisa and Van, where Van's like, wait, like a beat passes, we go back to the woods, and Van's like, but wait, why does the black character always die first? The fact that Thaisa's reaction is this like absolutely incredible eye roll just really struck me because it was so incredible, so powerful. And it's something where I think that like if the show was being made in the 90s, this would have been done in a like a more, if it was done at all, it would have been done like in a more crass way. And B, like, the majority white folks, I'm sure in the room would have been like, I'm not sure if an eye roll is enough to really drive this home. Like, maybe we should add a line here or something. And I just thought it was very, very, very cool that this moment was allowed to exist from the vantage point of Thaisa, being like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's very crisp.
Yeah.
And like to the point.
Yes.
Enter, cut to Jenny Owen Youngs, starring in the role of Van.
Mm-hmm.
In a little scene where she's telling the spooky campfire story of while you were sleeping as wolves howl in the distance. You probably weren't wondering what's it like to be at a campfire with Jenny. But if you're one of the lucky few, this is your answer. This is what it's like.
Literally what it is like.
A finely detailed retelling of something you may or may not have seen.
Yes. The last time I remember being at a campfire with Jenny, she was telling what started as a group of 2 and I think wound up being like a group of 20 folks about the plot of Game of Thrones in detail.
Well, it was still like mid-series.
Mm-hmm.
It had not become the sort of like global, like it had not peaked yet in terms of viewership. Joanna Robinson, I think, is the person who said that like maybe Game of Thrones would be the last show we all watched together as a society, and I think like that did happen. But at the point that this campfire took place, regular people had yet to start saying things like R plus L equals J. I
don't even know what that means.
It means Rhaegar Targaryen plus Lyanna, wife of Robert, equals Jon Snow.
Wow. Anyway, Van and Jenny. No, it's great. And Van is, clearly this is a scene that if you are television smart, you're like, uh-oh. Because we are being told to fall in love with Van as much as possible in this scene. Always a bad sign when you're in a show like Yellowjackets. So
it's true.
The wolves are howling, and Van, who already has me just, this energy, especially like, because Van's energy is, I'm sure, always like this, right? We saw Van singing Shoop in the fucking locker room. She's a person who loves to bring positive fucking vibes into a space, but especially in this situation where she knows she's dealing with folks who are scared, and she herself, I'm certain, is also scared. She's working like triple time to try to like ease everyone's fears, and we hear the wolves howl, and she's like, we don't have to worry, but you know who does need to worry? Our girl Sandy. And she goes back into the while you were sleeping story. Oh, it's so delightful. It's so good.
Very good.
Oh no, a blood river. Blood river.
Yeah, this is you simply hate to see it, Kristin.
You do.
Just as it was foretold in prophecy, here is a river kind of the color of blood and or rust. Some possibilities are bandied about. Maybe it's mineral deposits. They can change the color of water. But then, oh my gosh, oh no, then the compass isn't working. Well, what if the mineral deposits are like iron or something that would mess with the magnets in the compass? And everyone's like, maybe we should go back. Remember how Lottie said the woods didn't want the skeleton buddy to leave? And Ty's like, I'm losing daylight.
Yeah, Thaisa is when Thaisa's on a path, there is literally nothing that will stop Thaisa. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Literally, like the girl from The Exorcist could have come up out of that river. Her head could have spun around. She could have vomited on Thaisa, and Thaisa would have been like, I will change my clothes. I am continuing forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so then, well, maybe we can save the ending of this for the ending of the pod, unless you want to talk about it now, because we all know what happens next.
Let's just finish. Let's
Okay.
see them through to their conclusion.
Me trying to turn off the movie before anything happens to Van.
Sorry, can't do it, Kristin. Ty is gonna take first watch since everyone's mad at her.
Mm-hmm.
But she wakes up so high up in a tree, holding Van's bone necklace and the flare gun, and she can hear the sounds of everyone else being attacked by wolves. So she comes down the tree, and oh no, Van is getting the worst of it. Thaisa fires the flare gun towards them, but kind of airs towards the side, which A, it's like, who's ever shot a flare gun before? B, that flare gun came from the friggin' ancient plane. And C, you want to just not hit Van while you're doing that. And what should come out from the friggin' flare gun being fired but red smoke? Oh no! Then, since the flare didn't really seem to deter the wolf at all, Thaisa grabs the axe and runs over and axes the wolf while I put my hands over Frank's little ears.
Yeah.
So that he doesn't have to hear the sad sounds of the wolf getting axed.
Yeah, this is a terrifying scene. It's shot beautifully for terror, and it is, I think, very effective. The reveal of Van's face is the most upsetting thing in the series so far for me, except for Coach Ben's leg, the liquid leg. Nothing will surpass that.
Did you say squid leg?
I said the liquid leg, but we can call it squid leg from now on.
Okay.
But this is horrible on every level. We love Van. Thaisa loves Van very deeply, and Thaisa is the reason Van is there. Thaisa is the reason they're all there, and also Thaisa was up in a tree. So this is horrible.
Also, okay, how'd she get up in that tree? Why'd she have the bone necklace? Is the fact that she had the bone necklace the thing that made her safe while everybody else got attacked by wolves?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
So many questions. I mean, she was like high up in that fucking tree.
Oh, my God.
And like, why? The dirt is at the bottom of the tree, Thaisa. Why are you up so high? You know?
How? Yeah, right. And also, how dare this fucking show kill Van? How dare they?
How fucking dare they?
This makes me so upset.
When I watched this in real time, I think I yelled for like 24 hours about this. Like, I could not process it, handle it. No, I was so upset. I'm still upset, but like I was. Anyway, back in Boner Town.
Yes.
Well, Travis, he loses his boner. Oh no, Travis and Nat.
What does my note say? Hang on. My note says Travis loses his concentration.
Very, very diplomatic, very family-friendly language. He is nervous and overwhelmed. So, I mean, how we get here
traumatized.
Travis is going to go with the group into the woods. And Nat, in a moment that is adorable and makes my heart snap into 40 pieces, is like, I don't want you to go. I think that I might. And she can't like get past that. And she's like, I just want you to stay. And he does not hesitate. He's like, okay, then I'll stay.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
But then they try to do it. Everybody's away out of the cabin. And Nat says, I want you so bad in like a sexy way. But Travis is thrown by this because it doesn't sound like Nat to him. He's also overwhelmed. I mean, he's never been in a position like this one before. And he loses his concentration. And then he gets very upset. Nat is so good about this. I myself never had an experience where a boy might have lost his boner in high school. Not because all of the boys I made out with always kept their boners, just because I was not hooking up with boys. That was not a brag. But I just can't imagine being as like mature and good as Nat is in this moment. Like it felt very like this is how you are at like age 25 when you can like you really be there for somebody and be like it's okay,
right?
And, like whatever, you know. But regardless, I think it's very nice. But Travis gets too upset and he leaves.
Teen things that happen. It's okay.
Yeah, it only happens to teens, I think. Once you're not a teen anymore, it definitely doesn't happen.
Okay, so the last person in 1996 we really need to check in with is Shauna. Shauna has two main interactions. One is with Javi, who she finds like going through her bag because he's looking for the hunting knife that Shauna's always using to slit animals' throats.
Shauna loves slitting flesh with her knife.
Because he wants to do a little art project, and Shauna is his art buddy. My first question, Kristin, is why is the hunting knife that is regularly being used to slit animal throats being stored in Shauna's JanSport instead of just like in the general knives area?
I don't know. Who knows? I mean, maybe just because Shauna is now the resident butcher. It seems like she is. It seems like she...
Sure, but she's not like going on call to butcher things. She's only doing it at the campsite.
She probably doesn't fucking trust anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I would also keep that knife as close to me as possible, especially with fucking Misty poisoning people all around, all about.
Yeah. Well, this situation makes her very stressed out about the security of her gurnal. And so...
No.
What, her gurnal?
Nope. Mm-mm. Rejected. Denied. 50% of this podcast denies. Gurnal. It sounds like girdle.
So she hides her journal up in the rafters. Where it will never be found by anyone.
The most common hiding place of all.
And then later, Javi leaves a whittled wolf. The only thing that I'm unable to suspend my disbelief for as much as I can't for the coach just like healing really nicely without IV antibiotics is Javi learns to whittle in like a day.
Yeah,
and makes a beautiful little wolf.
I don't think, listen, if I'm being real, I don't think Javi whittled that fucking wolf. Like, I don't think
Skeleton Buddy whittled it?
I think Skeleton Buddy did it.
And that's why the wolves attacked the campfire?
Yeah, like, it just feels like, first of all, I find it hard to believe that Javi would have even been going into Shauna's bag without permission if he just needed the knife for an art project. They seem to have a whole thing going on, right? Like I just feel, and Javi has been so kind and nice and polite.
He was trying to surprise her with a little prezi.
Okay. It just feels like because it's one of the last things that we fucking see, and it's a fucking tiny. I don't know. If we learn that Javi has whittled this wolf, I will also stand with you in disbelief that Javi could have learned how to whittle a wolf in 2 to 12 weeks. But
all right.
But I I don't know. I saw some wood shavings around Skeleton Buddy's chair.
All right. So the other main thing Shauna has going on in this episode is talking to Jackie.
Yeah. Jackie has a great episode. Small
Jackie does have a
has
great episode. She's like, it's obvious you're hiding something from me and it's making me feel crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Shauna tries to like blow past her and go up to the attic, and Jackie turns around in an attempt to put up the ladder to prevent Shauna from going up, and she can't even do that with her fragile little wrists and her delicate little arms. If only she'd given the ladder a motivational speech, maybe it
just would like go up by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, this scene is written really well. It really resonated with me. It felt like two best friends truly having it out, because Jackie immediately calls back to the only other time that Shauna lied to her, which was when Shauna's parents were getting divorced and she didn't want Jackie to know. So when Jackie asked where her dad was, she said he was away because he had left his job and become the president of Hello Kitty. Amazing. Amazing. The writing, outstanding. Yes.
So Jackie's had enough of the whispering with Thaisa. Jackie's had enough of feeling like Shauna doesn't want to be her best friend anymore. She says, and I quote, "Spill! Spill!"
Oh, that's fine. I didn't even fucking make that connection. You said it like that because Thaisa's spill, right?
No, that's just how I say spill, Kristin.
Go.
Yeah, I said it because Thaisa's little wall art.
Sit and spin, Jennifer.
Oh, excuse me.
I said that knowing it was a podcast, so literally did not even hold up my middle fingers, but you all imagined it, right? Jenny just spun around in her desk chair. Yeah, spill. Fuck. I didn't even make that connection at all. You made it for me. Thank you.
Teamwork. Dream work.
So Shauna tells her, Jackie handles this so well. It's like devastating because then when she finds out the actual truth, it's like, man, she like really handled not knowing this information so well. And
I've seen a lot of people talk about like Jackie's initial reaction of like, you lost your virginity and you didn't tell me, as like Jackie making it about her, but like they're best friends and they tell each other everything. This is like this doesn't feel in the least like a selfish reaction.
No.
It just feels like somebody who is seeing like it's coming into focus for her that like the nature of her best friendship might not be exactly what she thought it was. And that's unsettling and disorienting.
I agree 100%. I'm surprised to hear that is an interpretation because I think Jackie. People
hate Jackie. People love to hate Jackie.
But
They're
you
like,
know what?
I like the girl who does all the murder, and I like the girl who's really mean to sweet Kevin Tan, and I like the girl who's eating dirt. But I hate the girl.
Well, but
who's sad about feeling distant from her best friend.
But counterpoint, I think that probably a lot of those people have watched it one time through because definitely Jackie is painted as the self-centered bitchy one, and you kind of just like hook onto that and then ride it through the series. But I think that if you watch this, like we have a couple of times, it becomes really clear that Jackie is like painted very much like just the selfish one. But once we're into these episodes 6
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
One of the great misunderstood characters of modern television, not unlike my friend and yours, Riley Finn.
Oh, God damn it. I was like, yes, Cordelia, exactly. And you said Riley fucking Finn. Get out of here. And interrupted me to talk about Riley. Incredible.
That's right.
But yeah, I think that Jackie has a lot of layers. And I think that you really start to see them the last episode and this episode. I do not find this to be a self-centered response at all. As a matter of fact, it takes her like one fucking beat and they're in the woods and she's like, don't worry, we are going to get through this together. Remember when she gave Shauna her jerky?
I do. Also, of all people, I guess it makes sense to Shauna, but like of all the people she could say it's Randy Walsh. And what Jackie does with her hands when she says, I can just picture his little butt is it makes the world go round.
It is so. It's really, I think, one of my favorite Jackie lines of the whole series, of the whole season.
Then Jackie says, I told you to stop drinking Malibu and milk.
Milk?
Mostly because it's disgusting, not because I thought it would lead to you and Randy Walsh's love child. Kristin, have you ever tasted Malibu and milk? Rum and milk? Is that like a White Russian kind of?
No, it's not. I can tell you what a White Russian is, Jenny, because I drank them for years. A White Russian is... Oh, God, I'm betraying my anti-milk self. I know, but this was the early 2000s. White Russian is vodka, Kahlua, and milk. It's delicious. It tastes like a fucking chocolate milk. It's so good. Malibu and milk sounds like dying. I did not hear milk. I didn't know that this was the drink until right now. You're hearing my reaction live in pod.
Yeah, it just sounds... Listen, when you're young... Oh, okay, so wait... Were White Russians your like drink of choice for your like for what age span?
Well, okay. When I was going out, if I was out at the bars and stuff, my drink of choice was either vodka tonics or vodka Red Bulls because I'm really cool.
Oh, boy.
But when I was taking the Amtrak train back and forth to Boston all the time and or hanging out with my then girlfriend Jen, who also lived in Boston, our drink were White Russians. So like that was more like if we were just going out, the two of us, and like going up to the bar at a restaurant and getting a drink, you know, because you can't really, I mean, you can, I guess, order a White Russian like out at a club, but that, I mean, I feel like the bartender A would probably kick you out, and B also like dancing and being sweaty while also drinking milk seems like a bad combo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what were your drinks of choice in the early aughts?
Vodka soda, a screwdriver, or and here's the real horror show, Kristin. Southern Comfort, neat.
No.
Southern Comfort.
No. No one in the history of drinking has ever. How dare you? Neat. Well,
I learned it from my friend and yours, Dan Romer.
What's amazing, though, is that because you were so young, it's like when you hear somebody say neat, you imagine like a rocks glass with like a 1 to 2 finger pour. But the actual reality of this, I'm sure, is that you had a plastic cup that just had fucking Southern Comfort poured into it.
Yeah, disgusting.
Southern Comfort killed me. Southern Comfort and Jägermeister were two beverages that if I had even one fucking sip of them, I was so drunk and so ill. They really were
I try
bad.
not to even look at Southern Comfort these days.
Oof. Anyway,
sorry to scandalize you, Kristin.
Wow, I don't even know how I never learned. I must have. If I learned that, I put it far away in my recesses of my brain because
where it belongs.
Oof. Anyway, yeah. So in this little conversation, it's now Randy's love child, and there's a little bit of a discrepancy in the details here, but Jackie lets it slide. She's like, "But I thought I came back and got Randy." Shauna not doing great at lying at this point in her life, but we think it's fine until.
Oh no, after we see the whittled wolf and Shauna sees it, she gets into bed, and then we pan up to the rafters and the journal's missing. Jackie is reading it by a fire. Did Jackie build a journal reading fire?
Yes, I'm saying yes. I love this reality. She couldn't build a fire until she had gossip.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
was
She was like, at last I have what I need to burn.
She just looked at the logs and they went up in flames.
Ugh, she's reading and crying. And Jackie, I feel for you.
Yeah, this is awful.
The worst.
It really is. I mean, I don't know that Shauna had much choice herself, except for I definitely am not of a mind that like Shauna should have told her the truth. I mean, anywhere maybe, but certainly not like fucking on an island in the middle of the Canadian wilderness. So this is really upsetting. I'm upset. I'm upset for Jackie. I'm upset for Shauna. It's just really bad news. Taissa isn't even here. I feel like Taissa somehow would be helpful in this scenario.
Yeah, but nope.
Oh, God. Well, I suppose we should scuttle on over to the year 2021, where Taissa is doing a horrible job of washing her hands, may I say.
It's like it's as though her goal is not to wash her hands.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies just to see if you could save some cash? Well, Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Tom.
So big news to share, right?
Yes, huge, monumental, earth-shaking.
Heartbeat sound effect big. Mate is back.
That's right. After a brief snack nap.
We're coming back. We're picking snacks.
We're eating snacks.
We're rating snacks.
Like the snackologists we were born to be.
Mate is back.
Mike and Tom eat snacks.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Unless you get them from a snack machine, in which case, call us.
Call us.
The Regency era. You might know it as the time when Bridgerton takes place, or it's the time when Jane Austen wrote her books. The Regency era was also an explosive time of social change, sex scandals, and maybe the worst king in British history. Vulgar History's new season is all about the Regency era, the balls, the gowns, and all the scandal. Listen to Vulgar History Regency era wherever you get podcasts.
But to like do some like dirt, like mud art or something.
Yes.
Also, she is like hydrogen peroxiding and wrapping the really gnarly looking bite on her hand while she still has like her teeth are caked with dirt. Girl, swish and rinse.
An
Swish
order
and
of
spit.
events need to be established clearly. I will give her some room because it's the first time, I guess, that so if she's never realized she's done this before, and we don't know that actually, we've just kind of assumed that and like read the context clues to pull that in. But if that's the truth, then do we imagine that she has cleaned herself up in this same state and then put herself back to bed again? So if that's true, then she's never done this before. Like coherently, clearly present, but still, I'm a very tactile person. When she puts the soap on the dirt and then rubs the dirt and the soap, I want to die. Like I want to actually die.
Nice exfoliating scrub,
so
Kristin, for after your dirt meal.
I'm so upset about it. All right. So, I mean, we've got a couple of big things here in 2021. One being the heist. It's not a heist, but like it's a heist. And the other being Misty's basement. So I'll let you pick, Jenny, where you wanna start.
Let's go to Lady Squad.
This is amazing.
3 ladies, 1 minivan.
I am so thrilled. This is the shit. Actually, no, it's not 1 minivan. It's 2.
Well, it's 1 minivan and then like a Range Rover.
Okay. That is the Range Rover Taissa's car that Nat can't start because I died.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I think you have to have a annual income of over something in the 6 digits to know how to start a Range Rover. And that's what I'm getting from this.
Your bank account has to be past a certain mark for you to even start.
Yeah, you have
car.
to like put your debit card into the dashboard and it like checks your balance.
Do rich people have debit cards? Do you think? I don't know why, but when you said that, I was like, that doesn't even seem like a thing a rich person would have.
Well, I know what you mean, like instinctively, but also, what, are they gonna have cash?
Debit card seems like for the fucking poor man's card. You know what I mean? It's just like, this is the money I have and the money I'll spend.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Regardless.
If you're a rich person, let us know. Do you have a debit card?
Yeah, we want to hear your story. Call 1-800-I-SWIPE. Listen, I know it's practical if you're gonna take $50,000 out of the bank, to get it in hundreds, but this, like, nobody's wrong in this scenario. This is some disappointing looking money for the amount that it is.
Melanie Lynskey, I love her so much. She's got to be in my like top 3 favorite actors of all time. She is so good. The way she is in this entire situation from top to bottom is delightful. Beginning here with this. It's just a little disappointing by heist movie standards. Funny.
Yeah. And she's like, I got this GPS tracker. It's one of Amazon's #1 sellers. Nobody thought about, well, I guess they thought about the GPS tracker being obscured by bazillions of bills, but there's only, a small stack.
They imagine Breaking Bad storage space, like that's the money I want to see.
Yeah, exactly. But so Shauna's big idea is to just stuff the bag full of like towels from the room service cart and garbage from the room service cart. They're jamming all of this into a like canvas tote bag with like little handprints and stuff on it, and Natalie is like, where did you get that Etsy reject of a bag? I'm not convinced that Nat knows what Etsy is.
Or children,
sure. But Shauna says that Callie made this bag for Jeff for Father's Day one year, quote, back when she was cute.
Incredible. Do you know how many parents probably feel so good to finally see honest representation of what it is like if you just can't stand your child? Like clearly Shauna loves Callie deeply. Callie loves Shauna deeply, but also they can't stand each other. And like, yeah. I don't know. I am hard pressed to think of a time when we have seen such incredible representation of hating your child. And I'm here for you, parents of the world, feeling joyous that finally your story is being told. Oh, okay. So Nat is like, I got the money, so I'm making the drop. I don't understand really why she wants to be the one to make the drop, but okay.
Because she can't wait to meet Fuckface, Kristin.
Oh, right. She wants to meet Fuckface. That's right. Shauna and Ty get into the minivan to follow Nat. And off they go. They put it in a clothing. How does this person, whoever this person is, get into the donation bin? How do you get into it? Don't you need like a key to get in that shit?
Yeah.
I panicked when they put it in there. I was like, you'll never get that back.
But like the guy's driving a truck. Isn't he like with Goodwill or whatever this is?
Oh, it is a big truck. So maybe it is like, the truck that picks up.
That's how I read it. That he was like doing some kind of, transfer. And that's when the ski masked person got involved. But okay, so while Shauna and Ty are in the minivan alone, they have a little convo. Let's talk about it. You know, Ty is like, oh, the pay cut I took to run for Senate isn't going to cover another stint for Nat in rehab. And Shauna's like, you're just enabling her to repeat the same pattern. And Ty is like, well, I have my family, you have your family, and Natalie has nobody. And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. What does that mean?
What does that mean? That's a big sentence.
Wait to find out.
Me either.
Then Natalie comes back having bought liquor off a gas station clerk in New Jersey. If you want to buy liquor, you have to go to a liquor store. You can't just go into a gas station or grocery store.
In New York, too.
So, understandably, Shauna and Ty are like, how did you buy that at a liquor store? She's like, oh, I bought it off the clerk. It's like 2/3 of the way full. This liquor has been sampled.
Delightful. One of my favorite things about this moment when Nat comes back to the car is I know that this is not just a New Jersey, New York thing. I've seen this kind of relationship in Boston, in deep Boston. I've seen it, like in various like manifestations, but I know it as New York, New Jersey. That Ty was in this car spending all of her time talking about how they had to take care of Nat, that she cared about Nat, that Shauna should really think about Nat. Nat gets in the car, and the first thing Ty says is, what the fuck took you so long? I love it so much. This is how we love, okay? This is how it works here. Yeah. We are mean, and that means we love you so much.
Yep. Okay, so great news. The blackmailer's taking their time. So the girls, the gals, they have some time to kill with small talk, with making quick work of this liquor. Shauna asks Ty, how are the wife and kid and campaign, and also what happened to your hand?
Fine, nothing, fine.
Yep. And then Nat is like, I'm fucking Kevin Tan. And then, Kristin, did this strike you as clangy as it struck me? She says, he's a cop now and he has 2 kids. And Shauna's like, that sounds complicated.
Oh,
what sounds complicated? 2 kids?
Yeah, true. I did not. I think I was way too focused on her then saying it's actually kind of nice, and it erased all previous memories.
I know.
But yeah, that's a little clangy. I agree. Nat telling Shauna to slow down drinking the whiskey, also priceless moment.
Well, I think Nat's threshold is in a very different place than Shauna, so I think it's fair. I think if anybody can tell everybody else to slow down, it's probably Nat. Shauna's too drunk to drive when the GPS starts moving, so they have to do a little switcheroony.
Melanie Linsky, again, this line delivery. I shouldn't drive because if we die, we won't find out who's doing this. Her only concern. That is her only concern. Okay, it's a go. I've titled this section It's a Go because Thaisa saying it's a go, let's go makes me laugh until I fall off of my couch. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah. My first note in this scene is these adult ass women, LOL. Oh my God. Oh no. Natalie just like rolls up on this truck driver. She has Kevin Tan's gun. The guy's like, take the truck, please. But then they see a man in a ski mask with the bag, and he is hauling ass. And you know he's gonna fucking continue to haul ass because the prodigy kicks in with Firestarter. It's on.
He is tossing over entire clothing racks. He's doing a great job, whoever this guy is.
They're running through the Goodwill, and Kristin, did you catch this?
Oh.
Thaisa and Nat go in, and Thaisa says, take the wing. I'll mark him like at States. Ladies, are you calling a soccer play from 25 years ago?
They are, and I love it. Wow.
And Thaisa tackles this man, but he elbows her in the nose and breaks free until, he crashes into the huge open barrel of glitter that you can find at any Goodwill store. Please peruse our open trough of glitter, a substance we love to keep in an open container where anyone can just run and rummage their hands through
You
it.
actually just pay $1 and you can take as much as you can carry. That's how it works.
Right. Could this be Chekhov's glitter? Can't wait to find out.
Can't wait to find out either. It does give us a delightful line in this episode where they're like, they lose him. And they're like, well, he fucking dumped the tracker. Now how the fuck are we going to find him? And I don't remember who says it. Thaisa? We look for an asshole covered in glitter. Incredible.
Nice. Oh, also, Nat makes it out of the Goodwill just in time to see Ski Mask Man driving away.
Right.
And she tries to shoot him.
Right.
She tries to shoot him, and Thaisa shoves her arm. Also, how did this man have the time to separate the trash and the towels and the GPS tracker from the money in the split second that he was like ahead of them to get into his car?
Especially, you're right, because it is like, you'd think that if that had happened, he would have taken the stack of clear money out of the bag and just dropped the whole bag.
Right?
But instead it's like
he
a
was
pile of like
one towel, one crumpled piece of newspaper, one discarded water cup.
Yeah, good point. I didn't think about that. Regardless, yeah, so they don't shoot the guy. He gets away.
Then we get this next bit of curious dialogue. Nat's like, I wasn't gonna kill him. And Shauna's like, okay.
What did she say?
And
She
then
said
that's
something like, were you going to shoot through the back window to hit him in the knee, like through the car?
Yeah. And then Nat says, it's not like we haven't all done a lot worse. And then Shauna responds by saying, speak for yourself. Don't drag us into your endless pit of guilt. What did they do? Why did they do it? And does Shauna not feel bad about it? Or did Nat do something worse than everybody else?
Right.
Who
Well, it's like,
knows?
especially because we just got we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Nat. And then right after that, we get this, it isn't like we haven't done a lot worse. Speak for yourself. Don't drag us into your pit of guilt. Like, are these things connected?
It's very interesting. Then they're like, well, at least we know it's a man. And Shauna's like, no, he could be working with someone, including that, like, annoying reporter. And the face that Melanie Linsky makes when she says this line is so good. It's very good.
She's unbelievable. I truly think she's a legend, a legend of our time, because she's just fucking incredible. Nat is getting increasingly upset, and she says to pull over the fucking car. And she says, this isn't for us. This is for Travis. She's crying. You guys are as fucked up as I am. You're just better at hiding it. Pretty solid, Nat.
Yep.
Agree. Concur. As a matter of fact, Thaisa is eating dirt, and fucking Shauna is serving her family rabbit stew. So, not that there's anything wrong with rabbit stew. It's just it was made in a particular way. Okay?
Yeah. There was intent.
This is a great scene. And this is like really, speaking of like the theme of this episode, the focus of this episode being like group projects. This is really the first we get like the chewy center of the relationships between these three. In present day. But where's our fourth? Where is the fourth member of the adult squad?
The fourth member of adult squad is being a surveilling creep. We first see her watching Kevin Tan sleep post-coitus.
Definitely, like, we're seeing some leg, which we know Misty's into.
Yeah, yep. And in the background, Jessica Roberts is screaming from the basement.
So to mute the sound of Jessica screaming, Misty is now playing a song from Phantom of the Opera, Music of the Night. I believe we got the overture last episode. So Misty going hard in Phantom. And I did a little, I'm just not like overly familiar with Phantom. Like I know it, but like I needed to really just like go back to it to remember all the particulars. And like the idea that like Phantom of the Opera is a story that is about somebody who is like a rejected member of society who like kidnaps people and forces them to love him seems like a very, very deliberate choice with our Misty. And her choices. So I just think it's great. Thank you. And also, if you're a musical expert and I have inaccurately described Phantom, please write in, because I just did the Cliff's Notes and I don't mean to, be too broad in my strokes. That is what she said.
Wow. The next stroke that we get is a cut from Van describing the plot of While You Were Sleeping to her rapt teammates around the campfire to Misty watching an old VHS copy of While You Were Sleeping on a TV that's down in her murder basement. How about that? Do you know now in the retelling, like in the scene where Van is telling the story, Misty is like really engrossed, and I wonder if her watching this movie is like connected to, if she connects it to the people that she was in the woods with. She's
1,000%.
This is nostalgic for me.
1,000%. I think most of what Misty does, it revolves entirely around the relationships that she formed both in reality and in her mind during the time in the woods. 1,000%. Yeah. The exchange this is the most Jessica Roberts we've gotten, and I will tell you what, I love her.
She's great.
She's fantastic, and the like banter between Misty and Jessica Roberts is so fucking good. It is so fucking incredible to watch.
First, Misty says, "I want you to tell me the truth," and Jessica says, "Your haircut is unflattering." They're building their chemistry. It's beautiful. Then, Misty says, "I have you here because I'm protecting my friends. I think you've been blackmailing them, and I think you murdered Travis." And Jessica's playing it very cool, and Misty says, like, "You're remarkably calm." And then Jessica says, "This is not the first time I've been held hostage." And Misty says, "Cool," in such a specific way that is so good.
Oh,
it's not the first time I've been held hostage. Cool.
God, it's so good. They're so good. Christina Ricci and Rekha Sharma, we're not 1,000% that we are pronouncing her name correctly, and we will do more investigation into this. But these two performances are fantastic. It's just like, a lot of what you watch in television and movies is really, if it's interesting to you or intriguing to you, it usually involves a good performance and really good writing and what have you. But it's like very rare when I see something and I'm like, this is like, I feel like there are not many times when I've seen this kind of like dynamic between two characters that has been so well done. When Misty says to Jessica, "What happened to the last person who held you hostage?" And then Jessica says they lived happily ever after, and then they have this laugh that they do. Because we know Misty's laugh, right? But Jessica matches it. And they're just laughing in each other's faces. And I am on my floor. I am deceased. I have died because this is absolutely incredible. And then Misty ends this by slapping Jessica Roberts clean across the fucking face.
I mean, it's really something.
It really is. Jenny, do you want to talk about the leverage of it all?
Right. Jessica tells Misty that they're on the same side. She thinks Travis was murdered. Let me go and I'll tell you everything I know. We should be partners in solving this, and so on. But she won't, tell her everything unless she lets her go. Right? And she's like, that's what we call leverage. And Misty says, you only have leverage if I am not willing to make you talk. So in this case, you have no leverage at all.
Jessica, get the fuck out of there. Somebody help Jessica.
Yeah, Misty is scary.
Yeah, Misty is actually, I think you kind of assume that she's going to like physically harm Jessica. Your classic torture here, but
Yep.
Misty, no. Misty is filling chocolates with fentanyl.
You know what I love about fentanyl?
Jesus Christ, Misty Quigley. It's legal, but deadly. And when someone dies of it, they just assume it was an overdose.
Oh my God.
Misty's sending chocolates to Jessica's dad that are full of fentanyl. That is what she's going to do.
She's got his name. She's got his address. She's got the name of his nurse. She had a long chat with his nurse to make sure that he gets his chocolates.
Fucked up. And also effective. I mean, say what you will, but she sure does get this information that Jessica has to share.
Yeah, Jessica says she went to Travis's house before Nat and Misty did. But she couldn't get him to friggin' give her any intel.
Yeah.
And also she gives Misty the key info that Travis's bank account was emptied after he died. So whoever has that money probably killed him. Hello. Isn't that interesting?
I really love the connective tissue between the scene where Misty and Nat were in Travis's apartment, and I think it was Nat who was like commenting on how expensive the whiskey was that was there. And so like learning now that Jessica had brought a bottle of whiskey over to like talk to Travis is just nice. It's just, it's all coming together, kids. So yeah, that's important info. Smaller, well, I guess Adam and Shauna aren't smaller, but I was going to go to Kevin and Nat, which is like a smaller time, smaller amount of time in the episode, but pretty devastating.
Yeah.
Kevin, wakes up. Nat has sort of like slipped back into bed and put the gun back, but she fired a round and he's a fucking cop. So he has to document every round in the gun. And Nat gets defensive and upset. And this manifests by her saying, we were just fucking. Your high school crush on me was really cute, but now it's just pathetic.
Oh, Natalie, no. Why?
I hate this shit. I hate when in television, I mean, not like that it's a bad choice, but just like my emotions can't handle it very well when somebody is saying something they do not mean to make somebody go away and it is hurtful and harmful. Kevin, to his credit, does give a nice juicy fuck you to Nat as he walks out. But this sucks, especially because they gave us her in the minivan saying...
Being like, it's kind of nice.
It's really nice. Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, dear.
Well, I think the only thing left to talk about in this timeline is Adam being a fucking dingbat.
God.
And then Shauna also being a dingbat.
Where it's 4 a.m. and you come home from your blackmail drop to discover that neither your husband nor your daughter is home, but your secret lover is parked outside.
Just leaning casually on his car? Adam, what in the actual fuck?
Terrible vibe, sir.
I I don't know. I mean, I know that I guess I can get there to where Shauna decides to fuck Adam after this, but it's a real hard sell for me because I am so upset with Adam. And she's like, I mean, you know, she's outraged, rightfully so, when she gets there. Are you serious? What if my husband was home? What if my fucking kid was home? And like, also, remember when you were like this chill fucking dude who was like, we'll just go with the flow. And now he's like, I think maybe we could be something. We've seen that he's been like texting her a lot. Like, it's too much. It's too much. Kristin Russo in this situation would never speak to you again. I would run so far and so fast. This is my absolute kryptonite. Just stop it.
Yeah. It's just real dumb.
It's just upsetting. And then, I mean, I guess the only like hook I can grab onto here is that he says, you feel exactly what I feel. Every single cell in your body wants to blow things up and see what happens. That is who you are. But, you know, I guess I can understand, you know, this actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, it's like when we started this series, we have this scene of like Shauna in like her daughter's bedroom masturbating. And like, we've talked about it as like a hearkening back to this like teenage time, and that like she had all this fucking trauma afterwards, and like how do you get to that place, like what, you know, how do you get back to a place where you can even be turned on when everything in your life has been terrifying and awful since the last fun you had? And so I think the only thing I can hook this to of how they went, because they don't just wind up fucking, they wind up fucking in, as I refer to in my notes, their marital bed, in the marital bed of Jeff and Shauna, which is like a particular choice. And I feel like the only way I can get there with like understanding this is to connect it to that like Shauna's truest moment of being like aroused and turned on was rooted in being a teenager and in deceit. Like those were the places that she was before everything happened. So maybe, but I'm upset.
Yeah, this just seems like a terrible idea.
Terrible idea. The only good thing that comes of this, Jenny, is the line that Adam has so Jeff comes home in the morning. They've fallen asleep. Shauna's like, you have to hide in the closet. Jeff comes in the room. Where's Jeff been? Fucking what's Jeff up to? You know what I mean? This is, man, it's the morning. It is full morning.
Inventory database management. Again.
Good excuse he has of like, well, there was an early delivery, so I figured I'd just stay till the delivery. Okay, Jeff. So Adam is in the closet until Jeff takes off his watch and shit, and they have a chat, and then he goes into the fucking bathroom to take a shower, and Shauna goes to get Adam to get him out of the house, and Adam says, I've never been in a French farce before. It's so funny. It's so funny. So we get that, you know, everything else is a nightmare, but we do get that.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Is that all that's fair game for?
I think it is. I mean, no, like, yes, but also never. We would be, I mean, I don't think we'll ever be able to talk about all the things that happens in these episodes, but I think we hit as many of the big things as we needed to, except of course for you asking me the most important question of the podcast.
I actually have 2 questions for you.
Oh, okay.
This episode. First of all, in its debut appearance, what's the most New Jersey thing, Kristin?
Ooh, okay. You think I'm qualified?
Well, I hope so. I hope you are.
In this game, I will answer as my guess, and Jenny will be the voice of authority.
Okay. So what's the most New Jersey thing? Is it not being able to buy liquor anywhere but a liquor store?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it Kevin's accent?
It's Kevin's accent. It's Kevin's accent.
That is correct.
Ding, ding, ding,
Congratulations.
ding. We had some commentary in the Patreon post about how we should really get our facts straight about what is the most 90s thing. And to that I say we literally lived through the 90s at the same age as these people. So if we get something, in your opinion, wrong, it doesn't get to be just wrong because we were also there. You can have a different opinion, but we're not wrong.
Nobody's opinion matters but yours and mine right now.
Agree.
When I ask you, what's the most 90s thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a co-ed naked shirt? I couldn't remember if that was included previously.
It might have been, but it's worthy for a second time.
Is it having the opportunity to explain the plot of While You Were Sleeping to a bunch of people who have no idea what the plot of While You Were Sleeping is?
Mm-hmm.
Is it when your parents get separated, telling your best friend that your dad got a new job as the president of Hello Kitty? Or, and we didn't talk about this in the episode, but Nat and Travis have this little exchange where he says that Cindy Crawford asked him to like meet up at the meat shack. So number 4 in your selections, your possibilities, your candidates is Cindy Crawford being the first hot babe you can think of.
Yeah. You know, I was going to go co-ed naked, but Cindy Crawford has taken it for me at the end.
Good for her.
Cindy
Very
Crawford. Just the name on the lips of all of us for so many years.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Is that also your... Do we always have the same answer? Are we the same person?
We disagreed. I went with getting a rib removed to suck your own dick when you went with something else. Maybe coloring your nails with Sharpies. I think
that sounds right.
That was our one great divide that I can recall. But I'm gonna go Cindy Crawford too because, like,
yeah,
come on. Okay, so shall we get into what's the buzz?
Let's do it. All right, Jenny. What do you got?
Okay, so for Jenny's little ideas, Jenny's tiny little brain. Okay, we obviously know that Van isn't dead yet.
Yeah.
And if you've watched the series already, you know this too. Relatedly, I have...
Thank God.
I have what feels like a big thing maybe on Reddit. It hasn't been proven fake at the time of this taping. Somebody on Reddit found some videos that were uploaded to Vimeo that appear to be self-tape auditions for people auditioning for the roles of adult Lottie and adult Van.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Yeah.
So apparently, according to some of the conversation going on Reddit around this post, which you can find on Reddit if you want to read it, if you want to find the links to these videos, and if you want to read the transcribed scripts, the audition scripts, you can find that. I looked away as quickly as possible. I just tried to get like the broad strokes because I don't want to read, even if they're fake, I don't want to read the audition scripts. I don't want to see the actors, whatever. But apparently it's like very common to do self-tapes, and then it's a very common practice to have those self-tapes uploaded to Vimeo, and usually people make them private and send the link as part of their audition submission, but it's not uncommon for people to accidentally forget to click private. So, is it real? Maybe. Could it be an enormous misdirect campaign by the people making the show? Sure, why not? I don't know. But also, recently I was reading that Melanie Lynskey had said in an interview something about them looking for an adult Van, and that she wanted it to be Natasha Lyonne, her friend Natasha Lyonne, but she was like, oh, Natasha's
right. Which
Natasha
we don't.
Natasha Lyonne is not Van, simply not Van.
I love Natasha Lyonne, love her, but I don't see her as adult Van.
Concept: what if the creators and actors in this mystery show stop like talking about everything all the time?
But it's so fun, especially because we really don't know what could be planted and what could be real and what have you. But I mean, Van and Lottie make the most sense. I mean, you know, you and I very much thought that we were going to get adult Van in the finale. Like, we really believed that at the time. And we were very sad, especially when she got bit, especially after the wolf attack, because, you know, it's like, oh, that sets itself up so beautifully for a reveal because she'll have this big scar on her face. Yeah. So I still think, yes, we got to get Van. Van is it literally, I mean, she cannot be killed. The girl cannot be killed.
Yeah. She's invincible. A lot of people on Reddit think that, I've been reading the season 2 predictions, and a lot of people think that either Lottie really is alive and is kind of like some kind of cult leader, and that Van is a part of that, or that maybe Van is using Lottie's name and running this organization.
No, not Van.
I'm just telling you,
the most practical among us. No.
Also, okay, this was really interesting to me as well. In the season 2 prediction hypotheses, some people have been thinking that maybe Javi is alive and well, living in the tunnels that Lottie saw in her baptism vision from the last episode.
Oh my God, the like Freddy Krueger tunnels?
Yeah, the like, I am an industrial basement.
Why? Why would he be living in wet tunnels?
Why would there be wet tunnels in the middle of the wilderness? I don't know. People get up to all kinds of stuff on Reddit.
Reddit is wild.
A turn has been made in the posts that were made just after this episode came out. Most of Reddit seems still convinced that the blackmailer is Jeff, unless it's Adam, and the term Glittergate 2021 is being thrown around liberally.
Yes, the glitter. Also, so to that Adam of it all, you know, watching it again with the knowledge of what happens to Adam, because that was like a huge what the fuck, because most of us were like all in on Adam as like a massive reveal in the finale, and then he dies. So it was like, wait, what? And so watching it again, it's like there really is no way we're done with Adam, dead or not. Like, it is clear that there is more going on here with Adam than just like this innocent guy who got mixed up with the wrong folks.
We'll see.
I think there's more. I think there's more here with Adam.
Yeah.
I also so I had written down the line that Taissa says at the beginning of the episode where like she needs to get help for them and like help for herself because it's almost winter and you don't understand how cold it is, right? It's like where dying will feel like falling asleep. Oh no, that is literally what happens to Jackie. I also was reading some, I'm bad because I did not pull like the actual Reddit links in here, but I was reading some stuff on the wolf attack because it is not at all common. In fact, incredibly rare, maybe has like never happened ever for like wolves to attack a person. Like they just don't do that. That's not what they do. And so there was one theory that I read that because we see Taissa like shoot the flare gun and then we see her like, you know, hacking, that like this person or these folks were theorizing that actually that's Taissa's memory of what happened. But what actually happened was that there were no wolves and she was the one that like fucked up Van. So I don't know. I don't know how that would connect with, because like clearly Van lives and we see Taissa and Van and they are still in love. So I don't know how that would connect there. But I think why I liked it was not necessarily for the theory itself, but just for the idea that like this wolf attack, and even the way it's filmed, like it feels like we're in Game of Thrones. That like it's everything. It's like so, It just feels so set apart from so much that I just wonder what more we will pull out here from the wolf attack. Okay, I think we've buzzed, Jenny, unless you got any more.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've once again been talking for about twice the length of the episode, so we're probably about good.
I mean, it's got to be a testament to, it's either we're bad at this or the show's writing is some of the tightest writing that has ever been written.
It's just like so dense and rich.
What they say in like some of these like quick one-off lines, it's impossible to discuss that quickly. You know, it's like when you like, it's literally Pandora's box.
Totally.
So onwards and upwards. Next episode is Flight of the Bumblebee that we will be discussing, and we've only got 3 left for the season. Also, so many of you have been tweeting the cover of Hollywood Insider, which is a fucking delightful photo of our 4 adult soccer team members. Outside of this like kitschy trailer looking so fucking hot. It's very fun, and I have not read the article yet, but I plan to. I'm just here for the pictures. I'm like a child. I'm like, can I have the picture book, please? Thank you.
Oh yeah, look at them.
Yeah, they look fantastic. And I've seen a couple of like outtakes. I'm sure they're in like the online article as well, but like the glossy nice one is on the cover, but then there's some of them just like being adorable. I love them so much.
Smiling.
Yeah, they're having a blast.
Wow, none of these actresses had worked together previously.
Oh, wow. That is pretty remarkable, given that they all were working for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
All right, Jenny. I guess it's time to vocalize eerily.
All right. Till next time. How'd we do?
I think we did great, and I think that everyone needs to know that while we were doing that, we were just looking into each other's eyes and kind of. I got scared. I got
unbroken
scared.
eye contact.
Halfway through, I panicked.
Slowly, gently, night unfurls its splendor. Grasp it, sense it, tremulous and tender. Turn your face away from the garish light of day. Turn your thoughts away from cold, unfeeling light, and listen to the music of the night. Close your eyes and surrender to your darkest dreams. Purge your thoughts of the life you knew before. Close your eyes, let your spirit start to soar. And you live as you've never lived before.
From the darkest corners of our imagination comes a game show that's more ridiculous than terrifying. Welcome to Tickled to Death, the horror comedy game show where nothing is sacred, everything's a little unhinged, and the only thing more cursed than the questions are the jokes. I'm Roz Hernandez, your fearless host, and each week I'll be leading a brave group of guests through twisted horror trivia, improv games, and enough sarcastic banter to make you question all your life's choices. So come for the screams, stay for the snark. Listen to Tickled to Death wherever you get your podcasts, and hit follow unless you want the show to follow you. In the meantime, don't get tickled to death.
Goodbye, Kyle.
Did the sound of those words call to you like Pavlov's dog? Then you might enjoy our podcast, Turtle Time.
Every week, you can join me, Riley Hamilton, and my co-host, Amy Scarlatta, as we cover the most pressing Bravo news and dig into the new episodes to answer important questions like, who the hell is Adrian Malouf in this world?
Listen to Turtle Time on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Wednesday and Friday.